This video is to help you with that relationship you're finding hard at the moment, or you can also just use it to make all of your relationships better, personal and professional. So, the thing that causes us the most strife and struggle in relationships is the desire that we all have for other people to be a certain way, to do certain things, to not do certain things. And there's a huge freedom available in being able to get out of this urge to effectively to control other people. So I want to share with you one of my favorite coaching concepts because it helps us to do just that. I use it with the majority of my clients at some point, and especially if we're working specifically on improving a relationship. So I didn't come up with this. This concept was developed by the Life Coach School, which is where I did my first certification as a coach. And it's called the manual. So the manual is a list of rules and instructions that you have for anyone in your life. And we all have them for everyone in our lives. So everyone we come into contact with, our brain comes up with a list of do's and don'ts for them. And you can have them for, let's say you're a driver, you will have a manual for other road users. So the things that the people driving the other cars should do and the things that they shouldn't do. And then when you're out on foot as a pedestrian going about the world, you'll also have a manual for the other people around you, the things they should be doing, the things that they shouldn't be doing. You will have a manual for everybody that you work with, and that will cover everything from how long they should take to reply to your emails, what they should say in their emails, what they shouldn't say in their emails, what kind of feedback they should give, whether they should give feedback, how they should give feedback, when they should talk to you, when they shouldn't talk to you. The manuals are always very extensive. You'll have a manual for everyone that you live with. And that, again, will cover everything from the way they load the dishwasher or do the washing up to things that feel bigger and much more significant. So I know there are times when the dishwasher or the washing up thing feels really big and significant as well. You'll have a manual for everyone in your extended family, your friends, all the people. And the manual isn't usually written down, it just exists in our heads. And importantly, it isn't just a list of things that we would like the other person to do or not do. It's the things that our brain thinks that they need to do or need to not do in order for us to feel okay. And this is the problem. We tie our emotions in with the manual. We need them to be complied with, and then they're not. Not just because usually we don't tell the other people what's in the manual, we just expect them to figure it out or to know, and then we're surprised when they don't do the things in the way that we think that they should do them. But also because even when we do tell them, it's just not possible for somebody else to be all the ways that we want them to be, to meet all the standards and the expectations in our manual. People just don't work like that. It's just not possible to control other people. People don't exist to meet our every need and desire. And even if someone tries to do that, tries to be that for you or for somebody else, inevitably they fail because that's just not what it means to be human. So we can hear it as bad news that we can't control other people because sometimes it feels like that would be the solution. But actually, the good news is that we actually don't need to. And that is what the manual helps us to access. So I'm going to give you two ways that you can implement this concept and get a result immediately. And you can do either or both, or you can do neither. There's always the option with these videos to just listen along and absorb the information. But if that's your kind of usual pattern, that's what you normally do, I want to challenge you to how about instead listen and apply the information and just see what difference that makes. So, okay, and then before we get into that, I just want to be clear that the manual is designed to help you take responsibility within your relationships and to access your ability to change your experience of a relationship without expecting anything from the other person, without expecting them to change in any way. It's designed for use in relationships that are healthy and where you feel safe. So please don't use this against yourself in any way. It is not meant for application in a situation in which you feel unsafe. Please don't use this as something that makes you feel like you should be doing something different in order to tolerate abusive behavior or anything that feels unsafe. If you feel unsafe, the only thing that's important is getting support and creating that safety. So, having said that, in a healthy, safe relationship where you want to make things better, you want to have a better experience, there are two ways that you can apply this concept. So, the first one is over the next couple of days, over the next week, just pay attention and start spotting your manuals and some of the clauses in them. So, as you're just going about your life and your work, just notice when you have an expectation of somebody else. So, like, you get that email and your brain tells you that it should be different in some way. The other person should have done it differently, sent it at a different time or with different words. Or you go to unload the dishwasher and you find that it's been loaded incorrectly or maybe not switched on. Or I noticed one last night. I was thinking that I would record this video this morning. And I noticed as I was getting into bed that I had a manual for my husband and the way that he should get into bed, which involves him not kicking up the duvet with his feet, which he likes to do because I don't like it. So I just noticed this, like, oh, I have an expectation that he shouldn't do that. And so just notice these things. Just this extra awareness can be really helpful in helping you to start to detach and let go of some of these expectations, which, by the way, is something that we do for ourselves. It's not something that we do for the other person. It just feels so much better to not have the need for somebody to do something for you to feel okay, and know that you can just feel okay and they can just be there doing their thing, picking up the duvet or whatever it is. And then the second way you can apply this is if you want to apply it more deeply to one particular relationship. So that could be a relationship that you are struggling with. It could also just be a relationship that's important to you and that you'd like to be even better than it currently is. So, how you're going to do this is you're going to write out the whole manual. So, sit down and get it all out on paper. What are all the things that your brain thinks and tells you that the other person should do and shouldn't do in order for you to feel okay? Get all the detail out. Even if it seems silly, just write everything out that comes out. What is your manual? And then when you got it there, look it over and just consider the possibility of letting it all go. What if you don't need any of that? What if you can just drop it entirely? And just imagine the freedom and the lightness that could come from just knowing that you're okay, whatever they're doing. And then all they have to do is just exist in the world and be available for you to love, to work with, to spend time with. And imagine how much more fun and more effective the relationship would be if you both just get to be yourselves. And if you decide to do it, if you decide to drop the manual, to put it down, you will most likely notice that you keep picking it up again. And that's fine, because if you're aware of it and you just keep noticing, you can just keep putting it down. Okay, so that is the manual. I hope you have you get lots out of this one. And please get in touch and let me know if you want to share what you get out of it and how you get on. I always love to hear from you.